have something different for you today. I have a package, actually 2 packages from ASICS, and I want to unbox them for today. I want to keep things interesting for you, so I'm not going to tell which pair of shoes in which box. I have 2 boxes. I have my coffee ready. So let's start and see what I have in these boxes. Let's open it. It is the ASICS Metaspeed Sky Plus in my US size 13. Let's open it so that you can see it as well. What's under those papers? Yes, it's the Metaspeed Sky Paris. That looks cool. Let's hold both shoes and try to find out if there's a weight difference. Yeah, there definitely is. The Metaspeed Sky Plus, or the Sky version, I suppose, is definitely a little bit more heavy. It's not heavy, but it's a little bit more heavy. So on the first look, the major difference I see in both shoes is the upper. Okay, you can see both are like have kind of this mesh in the upper. Here you can see it. This upper is knitted very differently. It's a very different upper, like compared to this one from the Sky Paris. This seems much lighter. It's more like a fishnet, like those holes in the upper, and you don't really have those holes here on the Metaspeed Sky Plus. The laces, they seem identical, except the color, of course, because I ordered a different color for the Metaspeed Sky Plus. Yeah, the heel of the shoe also, it seems identical. Hard to tell. I think I really have to feel the shoe. I have to put it on to say if there's a difference at all. Yeah, you can see that they took away a little bit of the rubber here on the Metaspeed Sky Paris, just probably to make it a little bit lighter. I have to say the Sky Plus, the rubber of the Sky Plus feels much grippier. Much grippier than the Metaspeed Sky Paris, but also hard to tell. I really would need to test those somewhere. And what about the foam? Yeah, you really have to test the foam out as well. But otherwise, if I look at the foam, if I look at the heel drop, this one seems almost to have like a negative drop. I don't know, it feels like the foam on the forefoot, there's actually more foam on the forefoot than here at the heel. And if you look at the Sky Paris, it definitely looks more like that there's more foam under the heel than the forefoot. I think that's all I can tell from looking and feeling the shoe. But let's test those shoes out and then we know more. tested both shoes and I came to the verdict that I have to send one shoe back. Let's come to why it is so important to test out shoes before you buy them and really test them out, like go on a treadmill and run in them in different paces. I did 2 times 10 minutes, 10 minutes in each of those shoes, and 5 times 3 minutes about my, let's say, 5K pace. In these shoes, in the first minute, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that I don't like it, because I had so high expectations, but little did I know that my mind would completely change about this shoe in the next 5 minutes. So in the first minute, my foot tried to adapt to this shoe, and that led me to being a little bit disappointed, if you know what I mean. But after I relaxed and, you know, opened up my stride a little and came into the flow of my usual training, I absolutely fell in love with the shoe. The strength of this shoe, the Metaspeed Sky Paris, is the foam. They use the FF Turbo Plus foam, which is super responsive, meaning that if you sink into the shoe, it bounces you back. And it bounces you back in a big way. It's plush and bouncy at the same time. It is really exciting when you run high paces in this shoe. I haven't had the same excitement in another shoe yet, except maybe the Vaporfly Next Percent when I tried it the first time and used it in races. What are the weaknesses of the shoe? Well, it only does one thing: fast, very fast. So don't go to the shoe if you want to run easy miles in it. No, it's not meant for that. It doesn't feel good when running easy, and you won't probably run easy enough if you have the shoe on. It's flimsy. Yeah, like most of the super shoes, they're really flimsy, you know. The foams, they are designed in that way that you really sink into the shoe. Wouldn't recommend if you don't want a shoe that is flimsy, because there's so much exposed foam and the shoe is made out of really light materials. It will probably break down earlier than other shoes. For a 4-foot striker who really likes to open up the stride in a fast 5K, a 10K, I don't know, maybe even a half marathon, or I mean definitely a half marathon or a marathon, this one is for you. I actually would have liked to run my sub 3-hour attempt in this shoe. It's so light, so responsive, and 4:15 felt so fast at the time that it probably would have given me a psychological boost in some way. It's less stable in curves, definitely. I can tell it without even running in a curve. I was running on a treadmill, I was running straight lines. Well, that's all for the Metaspeed Sky Paris. Now let's get to the Metaspeed Sky Plus. It sits very good on the foot. In comparison to the Metaspeed Sky Paris, which is a little flimsy, this hugs your foot much more. It's a more stable ride. You don't get the same feedback from the foam. You don't really sink into the foam as much as in the Metaspeed Sky Paris, and hence you don't get the bounce back as much. I'm 77 kilos, 190, so I'm a very slim person, and I don't have a very forceful strike. So, but for someone who has a very forceful strike into the ground and really can bend the plate, I think this one could be a possibility. It's probably a bit more made for the masses because it has the ability for a 4-foot striker and a mid-foot striker. I wouldn't say if I would land on my heel, if I would be a heel striker, I wouldn't use this shoe. It definitely has like a drop to the heel side and I didn't like it. My ride got a little uncomfy after, let's say, 5-6 minutes. in comparison to the Metaspeed Sky Paris, it's worse at top speed. So I cranked up the treadmill to top speed, and I was of course able to run in those as well, but after having the exciting feeling of the Metaspeed Sky Paris, and which really wants to go fast, this one didn't feel as exciting, probably also because it's heavier than the Metaspeed Sky Paris, and even though you can't really feel it if you bounce in the shoe, if you run very hard VO2 max intervals, after a while you will feel if there's 35 grams less on your foot, that's for sure. It loses to a lot of its competitors. It loses definitely to the Vaporfly Next Percent 2, which is a pretty old shoe already, but still a good shoe. I think even like a Hoka race shoe is good in comparison to this one. My actually first carbon trainer was a Hoka. This definitely feels as exciting as a Hoka, so nothing special, but it's a good shoe. So 250 euros for this one. It's the same price as the Metaspeed Sky Paris, so for me it's a no-brainer. I picked the Metaspeed Sky Paris over the Sky Plus. Now that I've compared both shoes, I wanted to know from you, is there anything you would like to know about both shoes? I know that the Sky Paris version is pretty hard to get a hold of right now at the moment. It's a very popular shoe at the moment, and I actually had to order the Metaspeed Sky Plus first from ASICS because they hadn't my size available for the Sky Paris. But on another side, after a couple of days, I was able to find the Sky Paris, so I actually decided to order this as well. Maybe there's someone who's in the same situation and would like to order a shoe like one of those shoes and is not sure about ordering an older model of a shoe, if it's really worth it. So please let me know your questions in the comments, and I will make sure to get back to them as soon as I can. So, but until then, have a good run and see you in the next one.